Hello everyone, welcome back to KCCG with Joe here. Sorry for the long hiatus. Things have been crazy and I'm working on getting back content made. I have to look around my house somewhere to find my adapter thing for the tripod. I usually use my phone to record games, so this past Saturday was not recorded. Um, it was a pretty fun event. We had 8 people, and it was good. I wish I could have recorded it, but hopefully I'm going to do my best to have it for next week because we are drafting next week. So we're going to be drafting what we have right here, Tournament of Power, because being a self-contained set, it seems like it would be really fun to draft. So what is this video? This is well, as you've probably already seen the title. This is just a um, little video just to go over some of the notable things from Tournament of Power that I like. I'm just using this product roundup video. I haven't been, super hard in on watching it, keeping tabs on Tournament of Power. I have been, keeping up with the spoilers. I was busy with work, which still keeps me busy. But I thought, other things were going to be happening, like I wasn't going to be playing the game. Now I have to rebuild my collection and, kind of get back into the swing of things, get that, spark back to get deck building again. Because I haven't been performing well for a while. So, I gotta just start making some videos more than just gameplay, and that should help. So we're gonna go over Tournament of Power and some of the ideas here. Uh, my overall thought of this set is that it's an interesting set. It'll be good for drafting. It'll be good for new players to kind of, especially people that are brand new to TCGs and need to learn kind of the basics for synergy and all that. Because a lot of the stuff is built right in, with each of the universes. Um, like 80% of the deck building is just put a bunch of cards in the same universe together, especially when it comes to the Universe 7 and their ability, Warrior of Universe 7. Uh, that's just where it starts. I'm not saying it's super easy to deck build, just like that. It's just, again, 75%, all your cards should be from the same universe. Where you go from there is that last 25% is pretty big to kind of mold the deck and make sure it works properly. And from what I've noticed, at least online in my experience, because I did actually borrow a Universe 7 deck yesterday, recording this on Sunday. So I did borrow a Gohan Universe 7 deck, and it was a little wonky. It wasn't mine; it was Emilio's, and I believe he only had one box so far. Um, it was a pretty solid deck for how few boxes he had. So I don't have any, so it doesn't matter. So what I've noticed is a lot of these decks seem to rely on the super rares. Like the super rares are pretty for their stuff, or at least stuff in higher rarities. It's like the super rares to even everything out. Uh, so it you have to pick and choose after a little while. But there is a cohesive deck early on. Like results of training Gohan is actually pretty solid if you can get him off. Um, I'd have to sit down with Universe 7 stuff and figure it out, which I hope to try at some point, just because I want a workable deck. I was going to do Gohan, and then reread the Frieza leader, and I'm like, wait, why wouldn't I be using this one instead? It's a little more reliable card draw, and with the Gohan's ability, it's strong, but it's kind of weird. I mean, it works really well with the Roshi counter, because you can negate and then combo and draw 2 cards, and yeah. So it's not too bad, but some of the things seem kind of wonky. Um, so it'll take some working, obviously. I haven't sat down with it yet, but I plan to soon. Um, Might even record my deck building process for it. That sounds like it'd be kind of interesting. So maybe next week, next Sunday, I might sit down and record that. It's one of my best times to record. I might do it one night this week. I don't know. Haven't decided, but we're here to talk about Tournament of Power. I really liked Results of Training Gohan. There was actually a pretty good chunk of decent 3-drops like Krillin, and there's the blocker Piccolo and blocker Android 17, which have decent effects on them. He only brings out 3-drop. I mean, we got that Gale Strike Vegeta right there, which I want for Vegito, which would be very useful. Anyway, so I like the idea of this set, but I haven't really sat down with it to build decks yet. That's probably because I only bought 3 packs. That's all I can afford. Trying to buy a card to make getting to my new job easier and all that. My personal collection is going to be staying kind of low, but I do have a budget eventually. Once we have the money to, I have a budget. Plan on picking up some boxes. Might not be till set 4, so I might not do a whole lot with or set 4, or the working name. It seems like Colossal Warfare, or Colossal Warfare if you shout it, because it's in all caps. Love that name. I hope it sticks. Anyway, I might not be doing much with Tournament of Power because while it is a self-contained set, there's not a whole lot of cards that work outside the set because they, look for cards with the universe whatever trait. So there's a handful, like everyone's totally on forcing hit here. And Beerus, I really like this Beerus. I've actually already built a deck with that Beerus in it. I'm gonna test it out on Untap sometime this week. Probably record that. If you saw my discussion post, I'm gonna be trying to do some more online gameplay. At least until I can find my adapter for the tripod, and then keep going from there. Gonna work on that because I really like to, kick my butt into gear and actually get testing online again. It's been a long time since I've really done that. I really like the Vegeta here, so let's scroll down. I'm not a fan of the Secret Rare. I mean, his Victory Strike's pretty good, but his EX Evolve is it's way too restrictive. If it didn't say Universe 7 on there, he'd be good, but stuff that requires a specific universe is too restrictive in my opinion. Like Universe 7 is fun, the Universe decks are fun, but I don't see them being more than tier 2 ever. Unless there's like another Tournament of Power set that gives a boost to everything. But we already know that the next theme set is not Tournament of Power Volume 2. It's World Martial Arts Tournament. I think that's the whole name. So it's based off of pretty much every time that the World Martial Arts Tournament has been in the show, from the first one in Dragon Ball all the way to the last one, or at least the last full one that we saw, I think, during the Buu saga. I don't think the one at the end of Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z is going to show up. I don't remember entirely the images, but I don't think we'd see things like, 4-year-old Pan and all that. But we'll get more Majin Vegeta stuff. So there's that. Anyway, so it's gonna be a long ways off until Universe 7 gets, Universe 7 as a trait gets a boost, and it just makes it hard to play this card. That's one of the reasons, I really liked the Secret Rare Vegito, but after actually playtesting it, it was never that great. I played it once ever, and it didn't help me because it's still, Yajirobe is pretty prevalent. It was pretty prevalent in my meta at the time. I just played him right into Yajirobe. I just, screw it, I'm gonna play him. I've never done it, I wanted to, and, I never played him because there's one of in the deck, you can't search it. I mean, you can search this guy, sort of, if you put him in, you'd have to put him in like a Vegito deck, so you'd have to, you'd have to fill it with, there's something there, but you'd have to play Vegito with him, so that you can actually search him out with Kainsei and Goku, which is a better searcher than the one-drop Tournament of Power Goku, because it searches 7 instead of just 3. Hitting those extra 4 cards makes you more reliably hit this. But then on top of that, you're going to be, you search it out early, or whatever, you're going to be sitting on it for a long time because you need a Universe 7 6-drop Goku on the board. And from what I know, there's not a whole lot of those. So it's very restrictive, and I understand why they did it. Victory Strike, obviously wins you the game, and you can't negate his attack or his skill. It's just this is happening, but the way to prevent it from happening is either combo, or you can stop it with a big combo, or you can just stop it by not doing anything, because your opponent's going to be, or just by winning the game, because your opponent's going to be digging through their deck so much to find the right cards. It's way too specific, in my opinion, to be worth it, unfortunately. So, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is still the best secret rare, hands down, because he's easily searchable, and he's pretty easily playable. It was pretty reliable. If I still had my mono red pan deck, I'd still be playing him reliably turn 3 or 4. And I've done it before. It was a lot of fun. I wish that had been on camera. But this card is disappointing. Even the art, it's not the same style of art that they used from the first two, which I really liked. They might just be experimenting with stuff, or it could just be because this is Tournament of Power. It's a themed set. It's not a main set. So, whatever. We'll find out when we get the spoilers for Colossal Warfare. Anyway, onto the special rares. The highly sought after voice actor signed special rares. These are so cool looking. And of these 4, I see Vegeta and Beerus being the 2 more sought after. I mean, playability wise, collector wise, they're all going to be sought after. They're all going to be expensive still because these are really cool looking. They've got signatures on them, and all the voice actors are very popular, especially for Goku and Vegeta. For the dub. The cards are, on top of that, the cards are strong. They're still pretty strong. Goku is another one that's restricted to, Universe 7, 5 or more, and there's at least one of those guys. And then he restricts you to playing a green leader for his auto, or he's just a triple attack critical with 35,000 power, which isn't bad, but it's not worth 8 energy or getting the EX Evolve off, which isn't too bad. Because you can get him off on turn 6 or maybe turn 5 if you with ramp or some other funky stuff, but you can't really you can't trick it out with like Super Saiyan 3 Goku because he's not green, he's blue, and one of the strengths of the card is that that auto there. It's super useful. I mean, it was in the deck that I was playing yesterday, and I was playing Gohan. I wasn't playing Goku for the leader, so it felt kind of meh. I never actually ended up playing the card because the deck was kind of slow and the meta was faster. So I kind of got beat down 2 out of my 3 matches, so it didn't end up working out. And then Frieza needs a yellow leader. Beerus is the only one that doesn't need a leader, so he's, in my opinion, going to be the best of the 4 here. Probably the most expensive because he's highly playable. He's a 5-drop with this auto. While your opponent does have to pick for the auto, they have to do it. They can't lie. You get to look at everything and confirm everything. It's just, if they literally don't have anything that adds up to at least 6, it fizzles. But if they don't have anything that adds up to 6, but it's, like the bare minimum they can discard is like 7, hey, that still hits. So, by the time you play him, I'm trying him out with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so you can get him out faster. So I've only goldfished the deck a couple times, so I'm hoping it's actually a good pick. Because I really like the effect. He may only be double strike with 25k, but it's a 5-drop with a very strong auto. Vegeta here is also really, really good. Because it's all for the choose up to 1. That phrase being in this effect is the reason this card is really good. He's also another 5-drop. 5-drop, 20k. He can jump up to 30k with triple strike, regardless of what's on the field. So you don't have to pick anything, and he still gets an extra 10k in triple strike for the turn. He's pretty beastly, and he can probably be some evolve fodder. If you want to try like a red-blue aggro deck with him in there, or mid-range, the one-hit destruction Vegeta would actually not be that bad with him, because well, you'd get 30k triple strike this turn if he survives to the next turn. Because if they just negate the attack, it's kind of annoying. But he's just a 20k sitting there, so they might not waste an attack or piece of removal trying to get it off. You can get a free evolve into another triple striker the next turn. So that could be some interesting tech right there. Yeah, I literally just thought of that. I might give that a shot. I might build another deck, maybe run Caulifla or Pan for that. Cause that sounds fun, actually. Get some use out of that old promo. But those two are a little more flexible than the Goku, especially Goku and the Frieza. I mean, Yellow's always been strong. Yellow leaders are strong. Frieza's gonna see play, like hands down. He's gonna see play. He's just not as flexible as the other two, because you can build a deck with the yellow leader for the Frieza and include one of the other two, maybe the Beerus or the Vegeta in there, and they'll still work just fine. Or really? Oh no, sorry. Vegeta requires a red leader. There's strong red leaders. He's fine. Beerus is the most flexible. Vegeta just doesn't require another say. He doesn't require the universe stuff, and that's why he's more flexible. Whereas Goku and Frieza to play them, they require the universe stuff and a specifically colored leader. But people are still gonna squeeze that in there for Frieza because yellow is still a strong color. Green is pretty strong too, but I don't know. I've heard that people have been playing with Frieza, and I'm kind of skimming over the card again. It's a good effect. I mean, it is a good effect. But it's still restrictive because he's a 7-drop. I mean, if you're able to ramp, like stall ramp, you can get him out. You can hard cast him, and you'll be fine. But Goku is the one that's kind of an issue in this. Either way, these are super cool looking cards, and I really, really hope they, even without the signatures, I really hope that they keep this style of special rares. Because this is really cool. I mean, I don't need signatures on there. That's just kind of like icing on the cake. The rest of the style, like the profile and the granular colored background, and they're in front of the frame. I just noticed that too. God, this is so cool. Say what you will about Bandai, they design some pretty cool looking cards. I'll give you that much. So for the big cards, that's kind of my opinion. Let's kind of skim over some of them, because I remember there were a few cards. Like I do kind of like this Vegeta leader, but for playing Universe 7, you're gonna want to play Gohan or Frieza, and yeah, and then obviously all the special rares are super rares, so you'll be able to find cheaper versions of them. Because I think the regular versions of the special rares are probably gonna take a big hit because people prefer the special rare version, so you might be able to pick these up for pretty cheap, regardless of how much they're played. So that's a thing to keep an eye out for. And then here's the big guy of the whole thing for seeing hit. So yeah, temporary removal for 4 is pretty strong. That's really good art, and then play that. Get a double strike swing in, removing some stuff, and then you can, you don't even have to straight swing now that I think about it. You can just play him or temporarily remove the stuff, leave him there, and then next turn evolve him into lightning fast hit for 2 damage. And Impeccable Super Saiyan Kaba is one that I've really liked. I played Pan a lot, and I really want to try Caulifla. So this is, he's really strong. Camping counter and gives him and your leader an extra 5,000 power for the turn. That is really, really useful. He's just, a strong beater. He might only be for 1 damage, but I'm I've never been one to use the combo Champa, but I'm thinking about it. I don't know why I've never used it. I just haven't. He'd be a good way to squeak that in. 30,000 double strike would be for 3. Or I guess technically 4 because you have to pay for the combo. It's pretty solid. And Bold Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, which is good for Universe 6, but I don't see it being used past that. And then, yes, this one, Sister Attack Caulifla is the Sister Attack Saiyan Caulifla is the other one I really wanted for Mono Red. Because my old Mono Red deck, the only thing for Self Awaken I was using was the promo Masked Saiyan. So it technically wasn't Mono Red. I had 3 black cards in it. So I can, take those out and put this in, still have something to Self Awaken with, extra Self Awaken on top of the 1-drop Kaba. And she's pretty strong. She 3-drop that jumps up to 20,000 double strike and helps you awaken. That's a really useful card. The 2 red doesn't matter because you're playing mono red. Plus, she's a free combo. Very useful card in my opinion for mono red. And then here's Kale. Sorry, I have to kind of skim over the cards. So a decent board sweeper, but it has to evolve. So it depends on what you're playing. If you're playing Universe 6, you're playing all these extra cards. I wouldn't, I wouldn't play Sister Attack Kale or Dauntless Kale personally. Maybe with the Caulifla Leader, just because it's a free card to play, and I've heard it. I don't know if I'd play Miraculous Comeback Gohan, but I've heard of using the free play blockers to kind of help play Miraculous Comeback Gohan just to get cards out of your hand. So that's an idea, but I wouldn't. Outside of the green Kale, I wouldn't consider playing many of the Kales until we at least have a Kefla. In all honesty. So there's some decent cards. Strategies of Universe 7 is something I really need for Vegito. And Boltamo here is the key to, or was the key to a Universe 6 deck. One of our locals, Gavin, had. He since just put veggies in it instead. It was an interesting combo, flooding the board with a bunch of the little Saiyans, or the cheap Saiyan cards like Kaba and the smaller Kale and Cauliflas, and then dumping a few of those Botamos into play. You're like, oh, my math is screwed up, and he's got like 7 attacks, and I only have two negates. I'm screwed. Results of Training Gohan is fun. He's just kind of fun. Focus Mind Gohan is interesting. I actually used his effect once, and it was okay. What he talked about, Beerus, he's very nice. I don't think Whis is worth it, personally. He makes your Beerus is cheaper and all that, but there's not a whole lot of Beeruses you want to do with that. You've got the Trio to Dangers. I'm just gonna kind of go through this quick. There's nothing super cool about Universe 9 stuff in my opinion. A lot of it kind of built itself. He's got the super combos and some interesting stuff. This guy here, though, Obuni, whatever, I can't remember how to pronounce his name. Mr. Bra, I guess. He would be really useful for Cell Chain. Just because you still have to pay 1 to combo with him, but he gets your cells back into your deck. Like anything good that requires you to have something in your deck. And the thing is, Machine Mutants, but that's not kind of tearing up the meta right now. But he's really useful for that. You just draw a card. He replaces himself, or he replaces the card that you're getting rid of, and the card you're getting rid of is going back into your deck. So anything like Cell Chain that needs the card in their deck is very, very useful, in my opinion. So Goku Leader, he's a built-in negate, right? Yeah, you discard 2 Universe 7 cards and gain an attack. That's all right. Then there's Rebran. Oh man, that art is super cool. She got pissed off. Yeah, I kind of like the mechanics for this and the Trio of Dangers because they require the specific cards. There's just not a whole lot of copies of the maidens though. So I mean you have like I think you get like one Rebrienne, you got one Brienne, and then I don't remember what the others. Yeah, they look for Rebrienne, so your Brienne isn't going to be contributing towards this stuff. So it makes it kind of just awkward with her effects because there's not a whole lot of the maidens because they had to put in like everybody else, and they decided to give Ganos an evolve for whatever reason, just because I guess he turned into a Birdman. But that I think they should have made an extra card for 17 interrupting the maiden transformation. That would have been pretty funny too. Frieza is now currently my favorite Universe 7 leader. Just because, the draw 2 and all that. He doesn't draw when he doesn't draw when he attacks, but you get to tap things down, which is one of the things that Yellow likes to do is tap. So draw 2 cards and put something in rest mode is super awesome. Jiren is a little disappointing because his backside is just the backside of Galactic Emperor Frieza, restricted to Universe 11. This Goku's interesting. I actually see him being played. Like I played him and he didn't feel super awesome, but he wasn't too bad. Like if you play him in like a yellow-blue deck, you can drop him on turn 5 and then still Sensu Bean and open up some more energy. And it's kind of nice. You can even play him with Super Saiyan 3 Goku and just not worry about it. And then his activated ability isn't super great. I mean, he can help with awakening, but no openings. Goku feels better for that over this. So I mean, if somebody is really stalling you hard, they haven't done any damage, he's more useful. But it's just kind of a weird thing to do. It's a weird ability in my opinion. Besides, I don't know. I understand the flavor of it, but it's not super useful. And Roshi here I like a lot because he's not restricted. It's just you can play him outside of Tournament of Power. Sorry, he's he's just yellow, and you can play him in yellow decks. He's a dude on the board as a negate. So yellow has 2 really good negates with that. There's Super Rare Frieza again. There's his target to evolve. This is a funny Frieza. I just like the art of it and the whole flavor behind it. It took me a minute to figure out how this, playing this in a universe, at least the Gohan Universe 7 deck is pretty useful. So you play one, use the combo, play another one, bring the first one back, and just keep chaining it that way. We got a bunch of the Universe 11 guys, and they're just all restricted to Universe 11 stuff. Which is cool, I like the Pride Troopers and all that. And I like the idea of the set. You got all these self-contained things, but I think that it could be like a little too restricted. I don't know. I'm not usually a fan of the I'm gonna call it Yu-Gi-Oh style of archetype building, where it's just your deck's archetype is stuff with this word or title in its name, and you just need to put that stuff together and you're done. There's another game that's not that great. And a secret rare, yeah. But I'm not a really big fan of that style of archetype building. Just like here's Universe 7, here's Universe 11. It's not my favorite. It can be done pretty well, like tribal stuff and Magic. That's kind of what this feels like, but there's a lot of cards that are just they don't do anything unless you have the other stuff from their universe in them, and I feel like they could have done that a different way. Like they could have made it. They could have still put the universe traits on the cards, but maybe gone the Magic route and having cards that boost stuff with that trait, as opposed to cards that don't do anything unless you have something with that trait. Like in Magic, the common things are called Lords because they're based off of Lord of Atlantis, which is a Merfolk Lord. He goes in Merfolk Tribal because he gives other Merfolk +1/+1 and Island Walk. I'm not gonna bother explaining that. I should have said he buffs them. And it's a common thing now. Lord buffs the power and toughness of creatures of a specific type. So he only gets played in those kind of decks. As opposed to, so he effectively does nothing if you put him in another deck, but you wouldn't put him in another deck. Because he's a Merfolk Lord. As opposed to, stuff that, like their effects only trigger if you have other, stuff of X on the board. Like my last Magic deck, one of my last Magic decks was a Humans Tribal deck. I played red, white, green, and I played blue, white, green before that. Because there were a lot of fun cards with human in the name, and then there were a few cards that made humans better. Gave them counters, buff them up, and stuff like that. And where a lot of the other humans, weren't necessarily related to each other, they didn't need each other, they got better with the stuff that buffed them. So I'd like to see something like that done with the universes, where they can still do something, but they just get better with extra universe stuff. Would be a good way. So instead of restricting the secret rare to needing a Universe 7 Goku to evolve, maybe his Victory Strike only turns on if you have a Universe 7 Goku underneath him. But something like that. I don't know. I'm not a game designer, so that's just an idea. I don't know. But that's it for this video. It's running probably kind of long at this point. Sorry about that. I probably kind of rambled, but I'm trying to get back in the swing of this. I really hope you like this video. I want to keep going with these kinds of things. Something a bit more in-depth next time. I'm definitely going to make videos for the spoilers of the next set. We've got less than a week. June 1st is when they go over the first starter deck here. Let's just go and look at it. I'm on the site anyway. Scroll on down, and here we go. June 1st, starter deck 4. From that thing, it's some sort of Namekian. It's possibly Piccolo. Some form of Piccolo. King or Junior. So yeah, they are going crazy with this. We just got Tournament of Power, and a week later, we're getting spoilers for the next set. Starts with the starter deck and green. We get a lot of stuff. Jeez, we're getting red and blue on the same day, too. Oh, man. Going over this again. Yeah, so June 1st, starter deck. Then they're on the 8th, the second starter deck, the yellow starter deck with Super Saiyan 4 Goku as the leader, as well as, looks like their generic info article for set 4, as well as the yellow cards. So we're getting green and yellow first to go with the starter decks, looks like. Plus, they're going to go over the dash packs on the 15th, along with red and blue. The set's coming out July 13th, so they got a rush on this one. They got 6 weeks. Alright, so I will see you guys in the next video.